Hi folks, hope you're doing really well. Welcome back to another video. And as you've probably seen, I'm out on my mountain bike today, which also doubles up as my bikepacking bike. And I've got a trip to Scotland, multi-day trip in about 10 days time. So just getting a few miles in and getting the derriere used to the mountain bike again. So we're out today, we're going to do a big loop of one of my local waypoints, Dudley Pike. We're kind of going anti-clockwise today. I'm not really worried about distance, but as I said, just want to get 3 or 4 or 5 hours in the saddle and be good preparation for some kind of hard days to come in a week or so's time. But as I'm out on my air quotes bikepacking bike today, I thought I'd talk a little bit about cycle touring and bikepacking, and whether there's a difference. If there is, what is it? Is it easy to define? And actually a little bit of an issue that I've got with one of those terms, one of those concepts. So without further ado, and while we're enjoying this amazing little gravel ride up on the high tops, let's get into today's video. It's just so nice to be out on your bike in the warmth, and man, this year 2024 in the UK, man, we've waited long enough for some half decent weather. Some might say we're even still waiting, but that's another topic. So yeah, cycle touring or bikepacking, I think there is a distinction in my mind. I don't know if you'd agree, dear viewers. Please do let me know your thoughts on this this topic. But I'd like to propose kind of 4 considerations that I think help you decide whether you're cycle touring or you're actually bikepacking. And I guess in the video we'll go through them one by one. They're not perfect, and as you probably find if you try to define what you should mean by either cycle touring or bikepacking, it takes about 5 seconds before someone or something contradicts that. You find evidence to the contrary, but as I said, I think there is a distinction to be made, and at least in four areas, or with regards to 4 considerations. So let's get into the first consideration that I think really suggests whether you're cycle touring or bikepacking. That's a little pit stop here, and I can talk to you about the first consideration, which I think is really simple, and it's just an on-road, off-road sort of A-B option or A-B choice. I think if you're, and we're in the world of multi-day riding here, so this is consecutive days away from home, staying away from home. I suppose the purists would argue that camping needs to be involved. I'm not so sure about that, and I think credit card touring is absolutely fine, and let's add that to the mix, why not? But I think on road you're largely bicycle touring or cycle touring, and off road you're largely going to be bikepacking. As I said, it doesn't take long at all to find contradictions, and you'll see on the likes of YouTube lots of videos of people pretty much sticking to roads, doing multi-day consecutive day rides, and calling that bikepacking, and it's absolutely fine. But I think there is a distinction there in terms of on-road and off-road, and that would certainly inform, to a large extent, whether I would say I'm cycle touring or bicycle touring or bikepacking. Anyway, this is where we're going to head now. We're actually ultimately heading onto these and over these hills on the horizon there. You may be able to make out Studley Pike right up on the horizon, sort of sentinel of Calderdale. But while we're in the area, there's a little place up this road, I believe, that I've been meaning to go and check out for ages, and it's an old bombing decoy site from World War II, which I saw on another video ages ago, last year I think it was, and realised it's in the local area. So while we're here today and the weather's nice and got a bit of time to kill, which is a rare treat, we'll head up this, what looks like a private road, but it's not, I don't think. This is where the route is suggesting, and see if we can find this this starfish bombing decoy building, which shouldn't be too far up this track. Wow, proper commute special here. This is not a track that's been used in recent times whatsoever. Sorry sheep, don't mind me. Ay, ay, ay. We're breaking trail on a Friday afternoon in Calderdale. Could be worse. Okay, that's what we've just ridden up. Nettle City. Stinging! Anyway, we're on back on the track. I think we're going up this way now. I think the second consideration, or sort of difference, deciding factor as to whether you're cycle touring, bicycle touring or bikepacking, is almost a kind of priorities type mindset difference, I think. Are you primarily interested in the riding experience, the time you're going to spend on your bike, or are you primarily interested in the journey, places you're going to get to, people you're going to meet, things you're going to stop off and see? And I think in there somewhere there's a distinction between the former bikepacking mindset approach and more of the kind of the journey's the thing cycle touring approach. I don't know, does that make any sense whatsoever? I hope it does. Left turn here, obviously. Okay, we made it. Welcome to Starfish Bomber Decoy number 23, apparently. And I'm guessing it's this building here. Let's go and take a look. So my understanding is this was a part of a network of buildings built in 1941, and it was to attempt to prevent, I'd be interested to find out how successful they were, attempt to prevent bombing raids on Leeds and Halifax in particular, I think. So there were controlled fires lit in this location. I think there were a few other structures around, with the idea being that it sort of cast different shadows and looked like you know, city lights and building lights. And the pesky bombers up above would bomb the heck out of just diddly squat. We're not talking about the Jeremy Clarkson farm here. I guess you can go inside. It's probably not very nice. No, it's not very nice at all, but testing the GoPro out here, probably can't see a thing. Lovely. It kind of begs the question for the poor buggers that were manning this. Once they'd lit their fires, I mean, where did they go? I guess you had to stand well back. Yeah, cool little spot, and get up onto the roof here. Don't fall over, Martin, and break your neck up here. Wow, what a great vantage point up here. Great visibility today, and that's where we're heading. So we're heading out east now to towards Studley Pike. Probably not going to go up to the top. We'll go around the side and then drop down into Caldersdale. But yeah, just a good spot to talk about the third distinction, third difference or consideration. And again, I think this is as obvious as the kind of the on-road, off-road, and that's the type of bike that you're using. I think there is a distinct type of bike that leans more towards cycle touring or bicycle touring, and a kind of a distinct type of bike that leans more towards bike packing. Quite hard to describe, and as I said, the lines do blur and people kind of interchange a lot, and they use different sort of kit setups. But you know, a classic cycle touring bike I think is quite easy to spot. It's you know, long wheelbase, probably got a triple chain set, certainly the old school ones do. Certainly designed to carry more weight. It's kind of everything you want to take around the world. It's really designed to carry that much weight. Some mountain bikers over there, just making good progress. Yeah, so as I said, there is a distinction I think that sort of suggests one or the other around the type of bike that you're using. That's not to say that cycle touring bikes can't be set up to go bikepacking and vice versa, but off the shelf, if you like. That is a distinction that I think certainly in my mind is up for the taking. Right, let's jump back on the bike and we'll get into consideration number 4, and a little grumble that I've got about one of these definitions. Right, how did I get onto this roof? How do I get off? There we go. Don't worry, it's only a temporary trail running video. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is lovely. Just got to be careful, so I don't know the single track, so just looking out for rocks hidden in the grass. We are way off the beaten path here. This is a commute classic. I don't think anyone's been on this track for decades, probably. Oh my god, this is getting dodgy. We are in proper hiker bike now. We're still following the little breadcrumbs on commute, but this is a scrambling trail now. Any famous last words? Oh man, what an adventure. Oh, this is just wading through nettles. I think I can see a road down there. Jesus Christ. Never again. Commute's been good to me this year, but it's getting its own back today. Get the bike down again. Oh my god, shrubbery. Blow my neck. Well folks, that descent down into Crag Vale got pretty interesting there for a minute. But we made it down, crossed the road, and we're just kind of climbing up the other side here. So this is the, I guess, the back of Studley Pike, if you were looking up at it from Tolmerdurn, from Calderdale, down in the valley. I've never been on this road, so just interesting to see where it leads. Got a refill on the water bottle from a couple of builders just back down there, and very glad of that too, because it's getting pretty hot this afternoon. And just as I was getting ready, I broke the little bladder that I usually carry on my mountain bike, so I'm gonna have to go and replace that. So I've just got a little 500ml bottle of water in my rucksack, which is really not enough, but we're good now for another hour or so. And yeah, I guess just go through the final kind of distinction, I think, between bicycle touring and bike packing. I think it's just an old and new thing, to be honest. You know, there is talk of, I've heard people mention and read about references to bike packing way back in the 70s, but I think for most people it's a kind of 2010 and later phenomenon. It's all the rage now, and if you know, follow YouTube and walk into bike shops and see what the marketing departments of the big bike brands are pushing out, it's all bike packing. It's the razzle dazzle of, I suppose, a new generation of cyclists. I guess those of us that are more familiar with cycle touring, bicycle touring, we're probably more familiar with Facebook than we are with Snap Talk or Dick Chat or whatever the hell it's called. And I'm very much in the it really doesn't matter brigade. Whatever bike you've got, get out there and enjoy it. But I think bikepacking does have, I'm doing this again, filming going up a bloody steep hill. Bikepacking does have an issue for me, in the sense that if it's giving someone the impression they can't go bikepacking with panniers and a rack, I'm not for that. If it's giving the impression you need expensive kit and all these frame bags and specialist things that you strap to your bike just to get out on a consecutive day or multi-day ride, even if it's off-road, I think that's misleading. And I'd hate to think that it's turning a lot of people off, you know, enjoying outdoors and off-road on a bicycle. Whew. I'm going to stop talking now and get to the top of this reasonably steep hill, although I suppose if I can talk and cycle up it, it's not too bad. Well folks, it really wasn't part of the plan to go all the way up to Studley Pike this afternoon, but it's such a lovely day and the legs are feeling okay, so if you stayed this far in the video, I think it's only fair to reward you with probably one of the best views in Colesdale. And we'll just make our way up to the Great Monolith, the Great Sentinel, and I'll end the video up there and just show you just one of my favourite vistas. And I've only been up here one time before on the channel and it was absolutely blowing a hoolie. There's a fresh breeze today, but I think chances of actually staying upright on the bike are much better than they were the last time I was up here. So yeah, I'll catch you in 1 second up there at Studley Pike. Well folks, thank you so much for following along this far in the video. If you've made it this far, I really do appreciate everybody that watches the videos and follows along and supports the channel. If you're not subscribed, please do consider liking and subscribing. I really appreciate that and it really does help me out. And all being well, the next video I make will be from my upcoming trip up to Scotland, and I'll be taking my mountain bike going off-road, so I guess bikepacking. Very much looking forward to the journey, the company, the places that we'll be and the people that we're going to bump into on the way. Cycle touring, I guess. I'll be taking a mixture of frame bags, bikepacking, but also a pannier rack and panniers, cycle touring. Did I mention the lines are very much blurred between cycle touring and bikepacking? But if you'd like to offer your own definitions, is there a difference in your mind between the two disciplines? Does it really matter in your view? I'd be really interested to hear, so drop a comment down below, as they say. And if you're an old school kind of cycle touring, or more familiar with cycle touring like me, absolutely fine. And if you're a young whippersnapper getting into bikepacking, absolutely go for it. Have a ball, but just remember that whatever bike you've got, whatever kit, if it gets you out and it's okay and it does the job, it's absolutely fine. And you don't need to throw the kitchen sink or spend a fortune just to get out on a bike and kind of enjoy the outdoors. So yeah, there's my my little rant or / public service message for the day. Right, I am blathering. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.